Hello everyone, this is Professor Archana Egbote, ILOC Coordinator from Department of Information Technology. I welcome you all for the counseling session of choosing the institute level optional course 1 for semester 7. In this session, you will get a brief introduction about the courses offered by the institute. After listening to this video, you will be able to choose proper course depending on your interest and future scope. First of all, I request Dr. Vikas Gupta, Dean Academics, to address this session.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Vikas Gupta, Dean of Academics, BSET. I welcome you all B students for the orientation of ILOC 1. ILOC 1 means Institute Level Optional Course. So as the name suggests, it's an optional course given to you at institute level. So, and also you are aware that your batch is a choice-based credit grading system batch of University of Mumbai. So, in today's engineering and technology scenario, there is nothing like specialized core or non-core branches. Everything is now becoming interdisciplinary. So, by selecting a proper ILOC, you can gain a first-hand experience of a particular interdisciplinary area of your choice. So, this is primarily beneficial for students for core branches, selecting the non-core courses, and vice versa. Though you can always opt for your own discipline area. Be it VCT, always giving you full flexibility to opt for ILOC 1 of your choice from the courses that we are offering. Currently, we are offering you 5 different ILOCs and various areas. The details, procedure, and how to opt, how to give preference, the allotment procedures will be told to you by details by the ILOC in charge, Professor Archana Egbote. Broadly, we are offering you 5 subjects. One is energy audit and management. So, energy audit and management is a subject in which people can become ultimately the energy auditors. And this is a very emerging branch, and we have a lot of expertise and a lot of work we done in our institute in the area of energy audit and management. The second subject that we are offering is the operation research. That is a general engineering subject. Operation research doesn't mean that it is belonging to a research and development type of subject. This is a general engineering process subject applicable for all the engineering, let it be a core or non-core branch. The other two subjects, the Management Information System MIS, it is properly called as. Now there are a lot of postgraduate programs in the name of MIS, and also cyber security and laws, and now we'll have a UG PG programs which are coming in these names. So here you can opt for and get experience of some IT and computer related subjects. And last we are offering is the disaster management mitigation subject. So as you know, in the current situation, the disaster management is becoming a very key issue, and the mitigation methods are always be helpful for you. Any innovation in the mitigation methods of disaster management will give a chance to expertise in the area. So I hope that you will seriously think and then give your preferences. There will be no change of option course after the allotment deadline. So give your choices properly, give your preferences properly, go through the expert lectures of various faculty, also go through the syllabus, always go through the scope, talk to your seniors who have already opted this kind of subjects last year, and also university papers, they are also available. Last year we have this as a subject, all these 5. Okay, so best wishes, take care, stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, regarding the teaching scheme of ILOC, for this course, there are 3 theory lectures, while there are no practicals and tutorials. Thus, credits assigned are 3. Now, regarding examination scheme, there will be internal assessment of 20 marks and NSEM examination for 80 marks. University of Mumbai offers 9 courses. The list is given here. First one is product lifecycle management, second reliability engineering, third management information system, 4 design of experiments, 5 operation research, 6 cyber security and laws, 7 disaster management and mitigation measures, 8 energy audit and management, 9. Development engineering. Now, what is the criteria for allotment of ILOC? First one is at least 20 students should opt for ILOC. Then only that particular course will be offered to the students. And second, availability of the expertise in the institute. Our institute has expertise in 5 courses. First one, Management Information System. Second, Operation Research. Third, Cyber Security and Laws. Fourth, Disaster Management and Mitigation Measures. And fifth, Energy Audit and Management. We will see each of these courses one by one. A brief overview of the subject will be given to you by a subject expert.
Hello all, myself Professor Sanket Patil and I am here to give you the orientation about Management Information System. Basically, what is Management Information System? Management Information System is a blend of management as well as technical field. So what will be the major course objective of this subject? The major course objective of this subject will be what is the role of information system, information technology to develop any business organization. This is the major course objective of this subject, and these are the major, this is the structure of management information system, and these are the major points to develop a information system, and these are all points are covered in our syllabus. So these are our models. The first model covers the introduction to the information system. This model covers what will be the impact of information system to the organization, what is the benefit, what are the advantage, what are the disadvantage, how information can help to business or to develop a business. These are the basic points are covered in this model. The model number 2 is data and knowledge management. Basically, what is data and what is knowledge management? To develop any information system, to develop any software, to develop any organization, we need a database. So these are the major core point of management information systems. This chapter covers the different tools to extract information from the database, how we will going to secure that data, and as well as business intelligence. Business intelligence is nothing but to use to help manager to take a business decisions. The model 3 covers ethical issues and privacy. Ethical issue and privacy is the major point and essential point for any organizations. This model covers what are the ethical issues to develop organization, to develop a management information system, and what will be the security control measures for their privacy. Model number 4 covers social computing. This chapter covers what will be the mobile commerce, what will be the business models. It covers B2B, B2C models, etc. As well as we develop a web-based structure, web-based platform for the any organizations. The chapter number 5, model 5 covers the computer network. Basically, it's nothing but in this chapter covers the infrastructure points. To develop any management information system, what will be the infrastructure it's needed? Wireless technology, wired technology, cloud computing techniques. These are all covers in these two models. Model number 6 covers the information system with the organization. In this model covers a different information system we are using within the organizations. The basic information system will be a transaction processing systems, what will be the ERP, and as well as what is the system development life cycle to develop an organization. For example, waterfall model. This is all about your course content, and now we are moving to the assessment part. There is no term work in this for this subject. There is only one term test, two term tests, as well as there are 2 internal assessment for 20 marks, and the end of semester theory there are 80 marks. Thank you.
Hello, this is Preeti Vairagi, Assistant Professor from Mechanical Department. I am here to offer Institute elective course entitled Operation Research, whose course code is ILO 7015. The outline of this presentation is need of the subject, objective of the subject, structure of the subject, scope of the subject, scope for higher education, scope in industry, and references. Now, why we need this subject? Now, OR is a discipline which began in the end of the World War II, where Many problem arises related to defense were encountered, but later found this application in other areas including basic science, management and finance. Optimization is an essential part of an OA, which is the art of a decision making. Basically, it is a scientific study of operation for purpose of making better decision. Now, the credit of this course is 3. End semester exam will consist of 80 marks, internal assessment 20 marks. There will be no term work. Now, objective of this course is first, formulate a real world problem as a mathematical programming model. Second, understanding the mathematical tools that needed to solve the optimization problem. Third, use mathematical software to solve the proposed model. Outcome, learner will able to first understand the theoretical working of simplex method, relationship between the linear program and its dual, including strong duality and complementary slackness. Second, perform sensitive analysis to determine the direction and magnitude of change of model optimal solution as the data change. Third, solve specialized linear programming problem like transportation and assignment problem, solve network model like shortest path, minimum spanning tree and maximum flow return. Fourth one, understand the application of integer programming and queuing model and compute important performance measure. Now, this module consists of there are 6 modules. First module, introduction to OR. Second, LP, that is linear programming. Here, constraint optimization technique is used, having some criteria and having some constraint. Its objective is profit, loss, return on investment and constraint are always linear. Next comes transportation. Minimize the transportation cost from the given number of source to given number of destination. That is the objective. Assignment, if there are n machines available to n person to be engaged, then which operator should be assigned to which machine to ensure maximum efficiency. That is the objective. Integer programming problem. It consists of 14 hours, weightage is of 40 marks. Next is queuing model. Queuing model is used in a situation where queue is formed. Example, customer waiting for the service, aircraft landing, job waiting for processing. Here objective is to minimize the cost of waiting without increasing the cost of service. Third one, simulation. Simulation, numerical technique of conducting number of experiment that has certain type of mathematical model. Example, number of units of product to be manufactured per day, production cost, sales cost, unsolved product loss, estimate profit and loss for the company for next few some days. Next comes the dynamic programming. Dynamic programming is a method of analyzing the multiple stage decision process. Example, allocating capital fund, evaluating investment opportunities, allocating salesmen to the marketing areas. That comes in dynamic programming. Game theory. Game theory is used for making decision under conflicting situation where there are 2 or more players or opponent are there. Inventory model. Here some decisions that may take place to minimize the total inventory cost. That is, it reduces the total production cost, total cost of purchasing, carrying cost, out of stock of inventory. This type of numerical are solved in inventory model. Module 2 to 6 all consist around 15 to 20 marks. Maximum is numerical and around 20 to 30 marks it will be allocated for theory. Now, the scope of this operation research. The scope of operation research can be applied to financial budgeting and investment, purchasing, procurement and exploration, production management, marketing management, research and development, defense service. It can also be applied for national planning and management, agriculture and irrigation, education training, personnel management, business management, transport and communication. Scope in higher education. You can go for MBA in operation research, that is IIMB, IMC, NITI Mumbai, NMIS, IMS. They are offering MBA in operation research. You can also go for MTech or PhD in IIT Bombay or IIT Madras in for MTech, and also can apply for PhD. Many foreign universities are offering specialization in industrial engineering and operation research. You can go for the specialization of this course. Now, scope in industry. Many job profiles such as operation research analyst, operation research scientist, operation research system analyst, planning industrial engineering, risk analyst, supply chain analyst. These are some job profile which are offered in industry, and the package offered for this job profile is minimum 2.5 lakhs to maximum 15 lakh based on your education qualification and personal and professional experience. References. First book, that is Taha, Operation Research and Introduction, available in our library. Ravindra A. Phillips, Operation Research Principle and Practices. Third, Hiller, Introduction to Operation Research. Fourth, Operation Research by S.D. Sharma, Kedarnath. Fifth one is Operation Research by Kanti Swarup, P.K. Gupta. This all books are available in our library. Thank you. Hope to see you soon in the course of Operation Research. Thank you so much.
Hello student, I am introducing you one of the institute level elective, that is cyber security and laws. Course objective. These are course objective of the subject: to understand and identify different types of cybercrime and cyber laws, to recognize Indian IT Act 2008, to learn various types of security standard and compliances. Course outcomes. These are the course outcomes where at the end of course you will be able to understand cybercrimes, cyber frauds, you will be able to recognize different attacks, you will be able to identify security challenges presented by mobile, you will be able to learn and apply different aspects of cyber law, etc. Syllabus of the subject. There are 6 modules in the syllabus. First, introduction to cybercrime, where we learn different terminologies that are used in cybercrime. Second, cyber offenses and cybercrime, where we learn different types of attacks. Third one, tools and methods used for cyber attacks. Fourth one, concept of cyberspace. Fifth one, Indian IT Act 2008, that is introduced over here. Sixth one, in information security standard compliances, that are which are the standard for security purpose used in industry, that we'll study over here. Assessment of the subject. There are 2 internal tests of 20 marks each and end semester exam of 80 marks. Nowadays everyone uses net for online shopping, banking, etc. So to learn such subject is additional advantage. So you can think of choosing this subject as institute elective.
Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Pooja Kadam, Assistant Professor from Civil Engineering Department of Vidyavardhani's College of Engineering and Technology. Disaster Management and Mitigation Measures is one of the institute level optional course of semester 7 of final year engineering. I will be giving you a brief overview of the importance of the subject. First of all, let us go through the course outcomes of the subject. That means what students will be able to do at the end of the course. Students will be able to understand natural as well as man-made disasters and their possible effects on the economy. Students will be able to understand planning of national important structures based upon the previous history. Students will be able to understand government policies, acts, and various organizational structures associated with emergency. Students will be able to know the simple do's and don'ts in such extreme events and act accordingly. In simple words, a disaster is something bad that happens to people and almost always changes their lives completely. Disasters can destroy homes and many kinds of works. There are different types of natural and man made disasters as shown in the pictures. Now, what is disaster management? Disaster management means that all such measures that should be taken so that hazard cannot take the form of disaster. Now, natural hazards are inevitable, that is, they are bound to occur, but we can reduce their harmful effects by proper management in order to minimize the loss of life and asset. You must have heard of the news where vehicles rammed into each other on the Agra Noida Yamuna Expressway in Delhi due to low visibility caused by smog. So, smog was a hazard. Due to high pollution levels, Delhi became more vulnerable to the hazard. Accident that happened, which led to loss of life and property, was a disaster. So, when hazards meets vulnerability, disasters are bound to occur. Now, there have been changes in the disaster management of India in terms of its approach, authorities, and finance. So, even these things we will be studying in this subject. This is a brief pictorial view of various disasters that have happened in India. Now, talking about the current year, in just 6 months, we have faced so many natural disasters, and the situation is very dangerous. Now, role of engineers in disaster management and mitigation. This subject is not limited to a particular engineering field. Every engineer has a role in disaster management and mitigation. For example, drones and helicopters for easy transportation of food packets are prepared by the electrical technicians. Civil engineer is responsible for the construction of such high earthquake resistant buildings. Mechanical engineers develop motorized gates, ultrasonic level gauges. Arogya Setu app that we are using now is developed by software engineers. Now, turning disaster into opportunity. Accept your situation for what it is and own the solution to move forward. A person who is self driven, motivated, and has a passion to serve humanity, this is the right field for you. Take an example and remember Microsoft and LinkedIn were both founded during the times of economic downturn. Now, career prospects, there are good employment opportunities for the government as well as the private organizations. You can work as social worker, medical health expert, environmental expert, rehabilitation worker, etc. You can also work in NGOs and international organizations. You can even start your own consultancy. To sum up all, the current scenario of COVID-19 pandemic thus makes us realize the importance of studying disaster management and mitigation. Thank you so much.
Hello friends, my name is Swapnil Ratnakar Mane and I am a assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering and a certified energy manager. I welcome you all in this orientation to ILO 7018 Institute level elective on energy audit and management. The outline of my presentation will be to discuss about the need of the subject and what is the subject all about, structure of subject, scope of the subject, facilities, scope for higher education, scope in industry and learning material. Let us talk about the need of the subject. Now here we see that the Sustainable Development Goals specified by the United Nations Development Program talks about affordable and clean energy. What is the current scenario? 80% of the people have access to electricity, 100% villages are electrified, but still you see that about 31 million houses are still without electricity. That means power cables have reached the grid, but they are not able to supply electricity to the village people. Also, 12.6% still lack access to electricity. On top of that, Government of India has decided ambitious renewable project of around 175 gigawatt by 2022. So, in order to achieve this sustainable development goal, we need to know what is sustainability, what do you mean by energy conservation, and what do you mean by energy analysis. Here, what will be the objective of this energy audit and management? The objective will be to understand the importance of energy security for sustainable development, to evaluate performance of thermal and electrical utilities, identify energy saving opportunities. Here what I have shown, you can pause the video and look at this example, like how electricity comes to our place. Motor, turbine, then transmission, distribution, transformer and end-use equipment has their own efficiencies. If we cascade these efficiencies, we get 1 unit saved is equal to 2 units generated at the generation level. So you see, energy saving and conservation is very important in our day-to-day life. This is the structure of the subject. You can pause the video and go through it. Like energy scenario is the first module, which is of 4 hours and having a weightage of around 10 to 12 marks. Numericals are not there in this topic. Then energy audit principle has some numericals, and accordingly you can see the subject is well defined, having the numerical as well as theory part. Scope of the subject for mechanical is already we have discussed about boilers, heat exchangers, HVAC and waste heat recovery. For civil engineers, we have the energy conservation building codes, the green building concept and the LEED rating. For instrumentation people, we have elements of data monitoring and instruments which are used in energy auditing, sensors, variable speed drives. For EXTC, we will discuss about what are electrical motors, demand side management, lighting audit, etc. Computer and IT people will talk about the coding, logic building, intelligent softwares for energy management, and so on. The facilities in the institutes, energy management is offered since inception from as a part of CBC, GS in Mechanical Engineering Department. Energy audit equipments like lux meter, solar power meter, hot wire anemometer are a part of energy management lab. We are having 100% result in the last 4 years. Institute has carried out energy audit and green audit, which we can take as a case study for this subject. We are also having an on-grid solar power plant is one of the energy conservation measure adopted by our institute, so that we can have a live example to study. Scope for higher education, we are having various departments of Department of Energy Science and Engineering in various IITs, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Madras, etc. Then we have foreign universities like Purdue University, Northwest. We are having our students taking higher education in these universities in the field of energy. These are the scope in industry. We Once we complete this course, then there is an exam called as energy auditor and energy manager. By giving that, you will be recruited as a certified energy auditor or energy manager or energy analyst, sector analyst, report compiler, etc. Which will be exam is conducted by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. This is the notes which are available on National Certification Examination. These are the 4 books which we will be frequently referring, and these are available online for your kind reference. So by undergoing this exam, you will be a certified energy manager. You will get this kind of certification. This examination is conducted every year by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. This kind of we can say the offers are available on newspaper cutout. I have taken, like, post will be energy auditor or energy efficiency and conservation consultant in renewable energy. The qualification of this is BE, BTech, or in mechanical, electrical, or chemical, mechanical, electrical, or civil. And you can see that what will be the job description, like what will be the role of energy manager and energy auditor in this. So if you have any difficulty or you want to ask me regarding this subject, you can then mail me. My mail ID is swapnil.mane@vcet.edu.in. Thank you very much for your kind presence. Thank you very much.
Now, some important points regarding filling up choice form. Google form will be made available from 22nd July 2020 10 am onwards. Last day for filling up the form is 24th July 2020 till 11 pm. No request for filling up the form after the deadline will be entertained. You have to give 5 choices according to your preferences. Mostly, first preference will be allotted, but if there are very few students for that particular course, then next preference will be allotted. So this brings us to the end of this counseling session. Thank you very much for listening to this video. Ensure that you follow all the guidelines given to you. It is compulsory to fill this form, otherwise course will be allotted to you by the institute. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe.